Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Mavi Global family. Yes, it is Wednesday, which means it is training day for us. It has been an intense month of training, and I think this is our 12th training for the month. So it is an information overload, but as always, we are recording this and it will be shared on our YouTube channel. So today we are lucky to have none other than Fernando Swartz, which is the Senior Director of Products for ARIIX, and he's going to be taking us through the Nutrifii brand. Just so that you guys know, I was on a call earlier today with the Australian market where they've actually did a special preview of the new skincare, which is really, really exciting. So I'm sure that we will have some more information on that as well. But to hand over to Fernando to take us through, before I'm going to hand over to Fernando, is just I would like to remind everybody, please share with your team. We've got a big call on Friday at the same time with Executive Jeff Yates from ARIIX. He's an ARIIX executive, and he's going to take us through a general update for everything that is happening in ARIIX. So I'm sure that's a call not to be missed. So if you can please make sure that you share this with all your people. That's a call that's going to be worthwhile being on live. So let's support this and get everybody on the call. Over to you, Fernando.
Thank you, Lee. Hey, everyone. Again, fantastic to be with you on this training. So wherever you find yourself in the globe, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And I really hope that today's product training, or just a talk around the product, not a training as such, but just talk around the Nutrifii line. I hope that will excite you and inspire you to take the products out and grow your business, with the product offering under the Nutrifii brand. So just on this slide, so this shows the complete range under the Nutrifii brand that I'll be talking through today. So it's right from MOA, right, going to Elite. On the next slide, so something that is really interesting around it is that we, have tested our products more than any other product that has ever been produced at our manufacturing partner. So the gentleman that made this quote is Brent Roth, and he is our president of UST, where our Nutrifii brand supplements are produced. And also importantly that, we verify the claims that's on our labels to make sure that, they're at 17025 accredited laboratories, to make sure that what we say is inside and it is at the levels. On the next slide, you'll see we've broken down our Nutrifii products into three kind of categories to help navigate through the product offerings. So it's cleanse, fortify, and boost. So there's a whole technical jargon around it, but I kind of look at it this way. So I love any film that has to do with castles, right? So castles, fortresses, Robin Hood, Lord of the Rings, name them. And I kind of see the supplementation as kind of how you're going to build and defend your castle. So you will fortify your walls, where you will make sure that it's robust, it's strong, it can weather any attack. And that's what fortification means. So the supplements within the fortify kind of category, it will do that, will give you that foundation, that strong walls to defend yourself from any attack that may come. So your body, then what you'll do as well is sometimes when the attack comes, when you're looking at the enemies coming to attack your fortress, you will boost it. So what you'll have your weapons ready, you'll have your soldiers ready, just to give it that extra boost and make sure that you can, strong walls, but now you're actually directly attacking and you're giving yourself that boost. And then sometimes you'll have to like look at your walls and look at your fortress and kind of get rid of certain stuff, like, the walls are starting to dilapidate or there's holes, and you're gonna, you need to cleanse and make sure that it's, the walls are staying robust. And that is kind of the product that we have in the cleanse. So that's detoxification product that we have in there, called ARIIX. So on the next slide, I'm going to talk about cleanse. So on the next one, the first product within there in the cleansing line is ARIIX. So ARIIX is what we want to refer to as detox in a bottle, and and the reason why we have that is kind of explained on the next slide. Um, what happens out there? So we kind of know that in the previous, when I gave the introduction around the whole range, I've shown, how the world is actually, the air quality and the pollution, but also there's so many other toxins that we consume through our food, even our marine life, and normal pollution that goes up. That's a greenhouse gases, so all those toxins, all those pollutions is absorbed into our body. And unfortunately, the human body isn't really set up to, to detoxify itself. And therefore, ARIIX is a great product that comes into helping support your body with that detoxification process. So what is ARIIX? That we can see on the next slide. It is a blend of zeolite, which I'll explain later, and superfood. So what zeolite does, it is a powerful remover of unwanted substances, right? I'll explain more in detail how that works. And then we've also blended that with some superfoods like spirulina and chlorella, ginger, etc., to kind of give your body restoration. So as I said, ARIIX is our detox in the bottle to help you get rid of those toxins, so those heavy metals that you might have consumed, and pollutants, and it will kind of bind to it and get rid of it. So on the next slide, we say, what is zeolite? So zeolite is a mineral of volcanic origin. So kind of volcanic minerals, when the volcanoes erupt, it creates this wonderful mineral. And strangely, people are not aware of this amazing mineral, and and it's kind of very, very unique in its effect. So what exactly does zeolite do? So that we talk about on the next slide. So um, on the next slide, it kind of gives a detail around zeolites have kind of large vacant spaces in between it, or cages. And what this does is that it allows the negatively charged minerals to attract to it. So zeolite is positively charged, and the mineral negatively charged, and your minerals are positively charged, or the heavy metals, etc. And what it does, it attracts that, and it allows your body to expel it. So and the zeolite that we use, comes from an Austrian-based company, and they've actually done a lot of gold standard studies on this to show the effectiveness of it. So, the statement is not all zeolites are made equal, and definitely we've gone to the best source that we can find to ensure that when we put this in the ARIIX products, it does what it says it does. And that's the amazing thing around zeolite. So a great detox product. On the next slide, we kind of will talk about, as I said, we've got the superfood blends in there. So that will support different aspects of your body or detoxification. So we have the digestive health products, which is chia seeds, which is very interesting. Like chia seeds, come from the Aztec and Mayan diet. So wow, like, Colombian time. So, it is such an ancient food source. We've got ginger root in there, and ginger root is great, benefits as well for digestive support. You have your chlorella in there, um, and then you have activated charcoal, which is also, helps with bloating. Spirulina, which helps with a boost of energy, and again, ginger root that will also just, support the immune health. So detoxification with all those superfood blends in there. On to our next one, which is our optimal M and optimal V. So optimal M stands for minerals, and optimal V stands for vitamins. So within there, this is basically our core vitamin and mineral blend. So what's in the optimal M and V? So there are 4 signature blend: antioxidants. So your ascorbic acid base. You have your metabolism boosters, which is in your optimal M, which is your magnesium, and then you have your B vitamins, super plant, and then trace minerals in there as well. So optimal M and V is your base nutrition, I want to call it. So, if you want to supplement your diet, your nutritional needs, and you think, oh, what do I really now need to get? This is kind of where you get your foundation sorted. Take optimal M and V for 6 months, kind of to make sure that, and that will help you build and replenish your nutritional deficiencies. You will then, that's kind of getting your core, and that, as I talk about fortification, that's getting your walls ready. You're getting your walls fortified to be able to, withstand the attack, if I can call it that way. So that is kind of how you would take. So it's balanced with balanced ratios of your magnesium and calcium, which is very important, and I'll talk about that later. And it has mineral-based ascorbates in there as well, phytonutrients, as I said. So it is absolutely kind of your core nutritional supplement to take to get the walls fortified. So on to our next one, which is Magnical D. So Magnical D is kind of very much the product that's based around bone health and then muscle health as well. So I've got a strange picture up here of actually kind of calcified drain pipe. So what that is just a depiction of what can actually happen with your arteries if you do not take, 1, the correct form of calcium and magnesium, and 2, taking calcium and magnesium in the right ratios, and thirdly, also ensuring that you have the correct supporting minerals to ensure the absorption and the movement of magnesium and calcium. So all calciums are not made equal. All magnesium sources are not equal. And what I mean by that is due to, as a result of its availability, absorption. And we've ensured within the Magnical D product that we use calcium citrate as a base of our calcium source. We then use the forms of magnesiums, which magnesium amino acid chelates. We use magnesium glycinate, taurinate. So all very much bio or readily absorbed forms of magnesium and calcium in there, and we've done that in a 1-to-1 ratio, and that has been shown through new science that that's the best way of having your magnesium and calcium at a 1-to-1 ratio within your product to ensure the effectiveness of the absorption of calcium, and ensuring that your magnesium supports that absorption through as well. So very important, 1-to-1 calcium magnesium, and as I said, available kind of high availability forms of magnesium and calcium. In addition, so as I said, so with those bioavailable forms of calcium and magnesium, we also have vitamin D and vitamin K too. So what vitamin D does is it helps absorb it helps the absorption of calcium into the bones. It can also facilitate immune system function, and it's important for the growth and development of bones and teeth. Vitamin K2 is, it kind of directs the movement of calcium. So I kind of call it the traffic cop, where it's kind of directing and attracting the calcium to be deposited into your bones and not in your arteries where you don't want, you know, potential calcification to happen. So very important that, you know, those two ingredients are in there over and above the magnesium and calcium. On to our next one. So we have Omega Q. So Omega Q is our fish oil blend, and that is great for heart and brain function. So as you can see on the next slide, what we did with that is that the omega Q fish blend oil is consists of your essential fatty acids as well as CoQ10. But what we did is we ensure that we sourced our raw fish oil from small fish such as sardines and anchovies. And the importance of that is these small fish are kind of at the bottom of the food chain, and they contain very little toxic heavy metals. So, you know, the bigger your fish are, the longer they're in the ocean, the more they absorb toxic minerals, you know, heavy metals, etc. So using these small fish ensure that, you know, they have very, very little amounts of these in there. We also then use a natural process within the manufacturing of the oil to remove these heavy metals and toxins, and we don't use petroleum-based extraction method. And these then filter out the heavy metals and, you know, and some of, and will always, and therefore our omega Q product contains very pure, rich forms of omega-3 essential fatty acids. So using small fish that has very low amount of kind of heavy metals and toxins compared to using bigger fish out there. And we also source this from the Atlantic coast to make sure that, you know, that we get the best forms of fish sources in there. So so as I explained, so what's in the omega Q? It's fish oils and CoQ10. You know, the ultra pure natural marine source is hexane free, and kind of the benefits around it, you know, it supports peak brain function, eye function, cardiovascular health. It lubricates the joint, and yes, it improves the skin as well. On the next one is our MOA. So MOA, interestingly, MOA actually stands for Mother of All. So that's an acronym there. You know, creative marketing, you know, came up with that, and it ultimately is an amazing product that comes in liquid form. So all the others were capsules. I forgot to say Restoric is actually a powder form that dissolves in water, but the ones that we've just gone through are in capsule form. So MOA is one of our products, you know, that comes in a liquid form, sachets. And what's great about it is that it is a nutrient dense product that is low glycemic. We've also meticulously went out to source our ingredients to ensure that we have powerful antioxidants in there, rich superfoods and superfruits. And we've also included bioperine, which is a pepper extract, to help absorb all those nutrients in there. So on the next slide, we have a bunch of mushrooms. So within the MOA range, we actually have 6 forms of mushrooms. You know, as you've got your maitake, shiitake, reishi, lion's mane, ARIIX. cordyceps. So all those are 6 mushroom blends that we have in there, and they are great in nutrients. And the reason is, on the next slide, on the next slide, you'll see that these mushrooms are actually grown on blue corn. So blue corn is traditionally was grown in Peru and is believed to have great nutrients and density within that. So how mushroom works, is if it's grown in a substrate, it will actually absorb the nutrients from those substrate. And the mushrooms is grown in these the blue corn, and it's called, the process is patent, and it's called microfusion range of mushrooms, and we've thrown 6 in there, and these mushrooms are, due to this cultivation process, it allows it to enhance immunity and also has boosting abilities. One mushroom on the next slide that I actually want to bring your attention to. So maitake microfusion. So this mushroom is the purest and most potent form of maitake extract ever developed by Dr. Hiroaki Namba, and he has a PhD, and he is actually given that his stamp of approval and says he loves it and he believes this is the purest form of extract that is developed. So on the next, we've also within the MOA range, on the next one, we have something called bergamot. So that's a bergamot extract, a bergamot benefit. And this bergamot comes from a town called Calabria in Italy. So the benefit around this bergamot is that it supports healthy cholesterol and cardiovascular health. And again, it's a trademarked, patented bergamot extract that we use that has all clinical studies to support the claim around it. In addition to that, so what's great on the next slide, it will tell us what's great about the super nutrients, as we call it, super nutrients for better health. So these will provide antioxidants, so kind of supporting your body's natural antioxidant support system. It has anti-aging benefits, so kind of helping to slow down the aging process by inhibiting oxidative damage in the cells and tissues. It can also help with stress, yes, stress, and also increase the resistance to fatigue. And can also, as I said, help the body cope with stress. And it also has adaptogens in there as well. So the adaptogens can, help to regulate and balance a healthy metabolic system and also give energy, with all the ingredients that we said in there. So your mushrooms, your bergamot, all immune support, and again, kind of the cellular protection that comes through having quite a high antioxidant product content within the MOA. And it tastes fantastic as well. It has a great peppery taste to it. So it, kind of a fruity, and then you get a peppery taste as well. So over and above all those benefits, it is a great on-the-go product. You can throw a few sachets in your bag and take it with you to the work, to gym, or on the move. On the next one, the other ingredients within MOA. So next slide. There is kind of your anti-aging ingredients, which is your noni, mangosteen, and cordyceps. Then, as I said, help reducing stress and help for normal sleep. You've got your sour cherry, your black pepper, as I said, from bioperine. That is kind of for nutrient absorption. You've got your prune and blackberry that supports healthy digestion, and then green tea and kelp that can support weight management as well. So, and it even gets on more. So it has 36 superfood and fruit blends. So on the next one, we have your immune support ingredients. So as I said, maitake, blueberry, peach, pear. your cardiovascular health, your orange lion's mane, the bergamot bergavet is a grape extract, and then you have your things that neutralizes free radicals, your acai, strawberry, pomegranate. So absolutely gram-packed with superfood, super, fruits. You've got your mushrooms in there, so absolutely a great product with the benefits as said. Oh, and it's still, and it even gets better. So kind of on there, you've got your low glycemic products, which is your acerola and stevia, ingredients that support healthy joints and bones. So again, reishi, plum, turmeric, shiitake, and then brain and cognitive function, cranberry. So that is the MOA product. So on to the next one that we have is,
So,
are
sorry,
we,
Fernando, we've just got a question regarding
yeah.
MOA. And that is, what
Mm-hmm.
is the difference between red and blue? So some of the markets we're getting blue
Oh,
and some of the
yes.
markets we've got red, but some of the markets we've got both. So what would be the difference?
So the red and blue, so red and blue first is the taste. So the taste is different around that. Also, it contains the 36 ingredients, but it is a slightly different formulation to be able to allow for retail within a specific country. So that's why some countries that allows both will have both. Some countries will, that will allow the green, or I mean the red and the blue, that will have that one. So that's very much around it. So there's a formulatory difference. The one, it contains whey powder. This one, the red, that doesn't. So that's kind of the pure differences around that. And but still has all the superfood, all the same benefits within there. So it's just done from a regulatory compliance perspective.
Thank
Does
you.
that help?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
What I can do, Lee, is I'll send after this call, I can give you a full-on breakdown around what's in each, and then you can share that with the field as well.
Yeah, that's great. But the benefits are the same, right?
The benefits are exactly the same. Absolutely.
Okay.
Super fruits, super nutrients, giving you the same benefits. We just had to tweak the formulation a tiny bit for the different markets.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
And then the flavor profile is different as well. So because MOA with the bioprene, it has a peppery taste. So we had to make the one a tiny bit more sweeter from a preference from from specific countries as well, that doesn't specifically like the very strong peppery taste. Cool. Are there any more questions on there, Lee, on
No, the other one,
MOA?
it was related to what is the ORAC value? But I think that was during one of the supplements. I'm not sure which. If Marlene can maybe just tell me which one she was referring to, and now we can address that more at the end, maybe, with that question
Yeah,
and then.
can do that, no problem. Okay, so on to Elite. So Elite product is a product that again comes in, so it's a powder format product in single stick packs that's dissolved in water and consumed, and it's a 28-day supply, is then packed in a pouch, resealable pouch, a bag. So that's kind of a detail on the next one. So on the next slide, it will show that you have, the Elite product is GMO-free, low glycemic, gluten-free, vegan. We use stevia to sweeten, and we don't use any artificial flavors or colors within the Elite product. So what's great about it, we kind of look at the ingredients on the next slide. So there are, on the next slide, you'll notice there are a range of botanicals and ingredients in there that forms the active part of Elite. So we have the aloe vera in there. So what's great around the aloe vera is that it is a closed looped production of the aloe vera. So the aloe vera is produced in the deserts of Mexico and the USA, and the the aloe vera that we use has, you know, gold studies around that as well. So, you know, they make sure that the aloe vera is grown to such an extent that it has almost, you know, through studies that they've shown, showed 2,000% increase in the uptake of vitamin C, you know, when that aloe vera is present. It also contains, you know, 18 of the 21 amino acids, you know, and it's very much shown to be able to support digestive health, immune support, and also to help reduce inflammation and joint pain. Something that we've also got in there is your red clover and the evening primrose. So that is very much ingredients that's to support women, if I can call it, women hormonal support or hormonal support. So, and you know, and also helps with symptoms of menopause and PMS. We have Indian gooseberry in there, and you know, Indian gooseberry, you know, the studies are showing that it can support cognitive function. It can also help with skin, you know, so anti-aging. Holy basil and ashwagandha, which is your adaptogens again. So, and that can support, you know, stress hormone, you know, supporting stress as a result from hormones or cognitive function. And then astaxanthin, which is kind of very similar to CoQ10 in the sense that it helps with fatigue, and it also boosts the mitochondria. So on the next slide, you know, I kind of asked the question, how do you know you need elite? So, you know, if you definitely, you know, having women kind of hormonal support around there, so PMS symptoms, mood, if you need your, you know, kind of balance your mood and stress, cognitive function, immune support, you know, Elite is quite a great product offering, and obviously the convenience around it being in a stick pack as well. So that is Elite. And then finally, what we have is our boost category. So within our boost category, we've got Rejuvenax. So Rejuvenax is the alternative to an energy product, an energy drink. So instead of it being made with, you know, kind of high stimulant doses of caffeine and other, you know, it contains safe and natural forms of caffeine to give you that natural energy boost. So what is in the Rejuvenax product? If you go on to the next one, it will say we have, you know, there's concentrated superfruits in there as well. So acai, sea buckthorn, mangosteen, excuse me, African mango, baobab, and goji berry. And then the natural, and then you have your natural energy release products such as chamomile, you have your L-theanine, green coffee, and then hawthorn in as well. So it's very much kind of that product that, you know, if you need that boost of energy, you know, that's a kind of a great alternative to, you know, taking an energy drink. On the next one we have is our Vinoli, so Vinoli trifecta. What's in Vinoli? So Vinoli is kind of one of our great hero products in the sense that it is, you know, it has great content of grapeseed extract, vitamin C, acerola. It has bioflavonoids in there, and what it kind of does is that, you know, because of the great grapeseed extract in there, Vinoli is ideal to kind of boost, you know, the natural immune system and also the natural defense system in there. So, you know, there are over 200 different manufacturers of grapeseed extract, and we've selected Indena out of Italy, as it, you know, when we looked and we researched and when we developed this product, we realized that it has the highest quantity of grapeseed extract in the world. So what do I mean by that? So if you kind of look at, from a cost perspective on the next slide, you'll kind of see that, you know, again, no grapeseed extract are made the same. So standard grapeseed extract will come at $20 per kilo. The grapeseed extract that we use from this Italian source of grapes, Oidina, is about $450 per kilo. So, and this is a high quality grapeseed extract, and it's one of the most, and it has one of the most potent antioxidants in the world. Some studies has found that it is 50 times more potent than vitamin C or vitamin E, and then it has the ability to penetrate the tissues in the body, and kind of give you, that support around, the brain, the nerves, and the eyes. And with that, it can then support skin and the tissues as well. So that's why we've just, looked at and say, this is the best form of grapeseed extract that we want to go for. And then, so on the next is our BioPro Q. So BioPro Q is our CoQ10 product. And so, CoQ10 is responsible for 90% of the production of energy within the human body cells. So this is, so this is especially important for those high energy cells like your heart, your brain, and your immune system. So as we unfortunately age, we begin to, the levels of CoQ10 within our body starts to drop. And once we're over the age of 40, these levels are critically known. It is also known, that some individuals that, individuals are taking cholesterol lowering drugs, that their CoQ10 also becomes, quite critically low. So therefore, supplementing with a CoQ10 product. So what we use in ours is we use, so what we from a CoQ10 product, that kind of will help and boost around then. So most of the companies use the what's called the oxidized form of CoQ10 called ubiquinone, and within the ARIIX we use ubiquinol, the alcohol form of that. And there has some studies that have been shown that the CoQ10 or the ubiquinol used in the ARIIX BioPro Q, can be absorbed in the body 5 to 10 times greater than the ubiquinone form. So that's why, again, we've looked at using this to support kind of the levels and make sure that your levels of ubiquinol is increased within your body. So I think that is it, Lee, from me on the product range, and open to questions.
So Marlene did explain. So she's asking, what are the ORAC, I don't know, that's 4 letters, values mentioned with the products, because there are several products. So the easier question is, ORAC or ORAC is a measure of the oxygen capacity of the free radical movement within the cell. So I don't know if we've got answer to that, but if we don't, we can always find out, right?
We can always find out for her. Yeah, I'll just have to go back. I haven't looked at it. I can get that answers for her, Marlene.
Okay, I will copy and paste it and just send it to you as well afterwards.
Perfect.
And then something interesting that Maki brought up is that all the supplements is a 28-day supply. And why 28? Because it is exactly 4 weeks supply. So why the 4 weeks? Because you all know that you have to qualify for commission in a 24-week period. So if you have preferred customers that help you with this qualification criteria, this is ideal, because every 4 weeks they need to order with their auto delivery products to make it more affordable for them as well. So this will help you in qualifying that there's product being shipped to them every 4 weeks, which is really a great way of thinking about this. I really am excited about that. And then I had a look at our DNA reports, and because we don't have a specifically manufactured supplement like we had before, a lot of this products, Nutrifii products, actually speak to what our deficiencies are that we address in our DNA reports. So what I would have done is, I'm the member, and we can do that comparison for them as well, is we look at what traits are we addressing in our DNA report, and what products does ARIIX provide that can address those nutritional gaps? So we've got a question from Daniel. He says, can Vanille help for people with allergies? Because I remember you spoke about allergies before.
I personally use it for that. Yeah. So it can, so absolutely, dust allergies, absolutely, Phenolic can work great for that. That's how I'm using it. So can definitely take it for that.
Okay. I remember last week when we did training, you said you were going to tell us about your super shot that you make with orange juice and some of the products.
Yes. So what's a great way of doing it is, if you can remember the previous one where we talked about Slenderize. So in Slenderize, we have a product called Giving Greens. What I like to do with it is just, create a shot for myself where you take the Giving Greens and you take some orange juice and you take RestoreX and you kind of mix that together and create a shot for yourself. So, that's just something that I personally do. It helps, with flavor, it helps, giving you the detoxification that you need.
Okay, then we've got a question from Janice. She said, will we be overdosing on CoQ10? I don't know how. If we take both Omega Q and Q Pro, or can we just take Omega Q alone, as this CoQ10 dosage
so
is much lower?
No, you can consume both. That should be fine.
Okay. Guys, do you have any other questions for us? This is the last time that we have Fernando for a short while anyway, so please just make sure that you've asked whatever questions you have, because we will really want to get, I'm very impressed with the volume and the ingredients in this product. I'm definitely going to try a few. Is the products in a pill or a capsule?
Sorry, continue, Lee.
Are the products in a pill or capsules?
So they're in capsules. So your optimal M&V, Magnical D, Vanoli, which one am I missing out there now? Those are all capsules. RestoreX, that would be in a powder form. Elite is a powder form. MOA is a liquid form, and then your Omega Q and CoQ10, those are soft caps, so soft gel capsules.
Okay. Then there's a question about Giving Greens that's not available, especially this one is not available in certain markets, like Janice is mentioning Singapore. Do we know what the reason for that is, or will that be available, or what's the situation?
So, previously, I think ARIIX, we weren't in Singapore. So obviously with this now, there is, the request is there and requirement is there. Lee, you would know, you can work with, with us or with this, with Ian and the sales team and Phil, the ops team, and say there's a need for, request for Giving Greens to be available in Singapore. We will then look at, compliance and then make sure that products get there ASAP.
Okay, that's great to know, because we've got an amazing team in in Singapore, and they are ready to go. So I will send through the request to Maki, and maybe Maki can direct me in the right direction. That's all the questions that I've got. I don't know if there's anything else. Okay, there's
so Lee,
one.
if there are, okay, yeah.
Won't there be too much with using Marvis on top of algorithms? Okay, so they are asking, won't there be too much using Marvis on top of other of these ARIIX products? Won't there be an overload? Does ARIIX complement Marvi? So I will take part of this question. So currently we don't have supplements other than the immune booster. So I'm happy to share the immune booster information with you, Fernando, because there's also a lot of mushrooms and ingredients. I'll share that with you. You can have a look at that. But I mean, we don't have we don't have vitamins or superfoods or anything that address. We just have an immune booster product. So I don't see that there's a product overload. But I'll send it
No.
to you and you can just give me an official answer.
Absolutely. If you can send that, we can look at that, how it was, how we try to work with products within the ARIIX families, that we want to always create products that are used together. So we can look at that and we can advise, if it only use it with X, or whether there's a great synergy to combine it in all products, because there are some that you can holistically dose, and there's some products that some ingredients that you say absolutely no, you're going to exceed some level. So if you share that with me, Lee, I can have a look at it, and I'll can give you a answer on how that will integrate with our products.
Okay. Thank you very much, Fernando, for your time. Thanks for Maki for organizing all these
Thank you very much.
We really appreciate it, and we're very excited. Please, guys, just a reminder, on Friday's call with Jeff, the executive, Jeff Yates, if you can please share that with your teams. I will share it in the communication groups as well, but it is on Facebook, because we really need to pack this out, because there's some exciting information being shared on the call. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Maki.
Thank you, Lee. Again, well, thank you very much to the Mavi team. Happy to have you part of the ARIIX family. If there's absolutely any question that you have, directed via Lee, and I'll, respond to it ASAP. So I really hope that you guys enjoy the trainings that I had the past couple of weeks with myself, and I know Jeffrey gave the training on the purity product. So again, thank you very much for your time, and all the best with growing your business.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.